Hello everyone, my name is Emery Teller. I am 29 years old, I live in New Jersey, and I am living with HIV. I've been living with HIV going on 11 years now, and I have actually been diagnosed as having full-blown AIDS. And living with AIDS it's really not so bad. I mean, I wish I had a really sad story to tell you, but I really don't. It's been 11 years now with HIV, and it's really not bad for me. You know, for me, it hasn't been really bad at all. The beginning was very scary. In the beginning, I'm a young 18-year-old. I've only been with one person, so, I wasn't promiscuous at all. I wasn't a drug user. I wasn't an alcoholic. I didn't even smoke cigarettes, So I've always lived a very healthy life, I guess you can say. Whether that attributes to me staying healthy throughout the years, I don't know, but I guess that's just the way my life is. As I said, the beginning was scary. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of researching on the internet. And that's how I found out about other people and their experiences and their stories. And all their stories were, most of their stories were they were on drugs and partying a lot, and they got sick, went to the hospital, found out they were HIV, and their T cells were 20, and they started going on the drugs because they had to do the drugs because their T cells were so low. And that's all I knew about HIV. I just knew that your viral load goes up, your T cells come down, you go on medication, and you could live longer on medication and with less complications on medication than if you don't take meds. I went to, I was very active in my church, which is, Pentecostal holiness. So I went to my pastor and I told her what was going on with me. And out of her love for me, she told me not to tell anybody. And I understand why she says that, because she understood the stigma associated with being HIV positive. So I did that. I didn't tell anybody, and I kept it to myself. And for many years, I lived in silence, and I suffered in silence. For people who are not positive for HIV, they really don't understand the mental torture that we go through on a daily basis. And I did not have anybody that I can talk to about that. And when I tried to speak to someone, it felt as if they really didn't understand where I was coming from. The young people that I went to church with back in the day when I was a teenager and early 20s, we're all in our late 20s and early 30s and mid 30s now. And I found out there were so many others in the church that were positive as well. But we did not know about each other. I mean, we shouted together, we sang together, we ate together, we had Bible studies together, we had sleepovers together, we went shopping together, we traveled together, everything. And we were all suffering in silence mentally of this condition that we have, and didn't even know about each other. I feel as if I lost some of the best years of a positive support group I could have had. So that's why I'm making this video now, because I've made a vow to myself that nobody will have to go through what I went through. Nobody will have to know that there is not another positive person that they could speak to. I will, in the clinics, in the support groups from the clinics and the community organizations, I honestly did not feel as if I belonged, because I was not on drugs, because I was not looking for just the next piece of whatever to get. And I just felt as if I did not belong there. And it was pretty evident, because whenever I went to one of those meetings, they always thought I was the facilitator. And then when I would tell them that I'm a patient, the looks on their faces would be pretty surprising. because of course I go in there well dressed, coming from work or coming from school or coming from church or wherever I was coming from. And just speaking with the people, we were just on just completely different levels. And what I really needed was a support group of people that were just like me. You know, I'm not putting them down because they're in their situations. And so I'm not putting them down at all. I just felt as if I did not belong. I have not been sick, or not yet. My T cells are like really low. I mean, you have an AIDS diagnosis when your T cells drop below 200, okay? Mine is well below 100 right now. 2 months ago, they were at 70, so that was 2 months. Who knows where they are now? My viral load was 667,000, and they dropped. They dropped a whole 160,000 points. So now I'm at right around 500,000 2 months ago. So I guess you can pretty much say I'm a walking HIV or AIDS to the 5th power, or, you know, I don't know. So I wonder if AIDS is diagnosed at 200 T cells or below. Is there anything for us who are like under 100? And if they're giving medication for people with a viral load of 30,000, I mean, like, what do you give someone with a viral load of 600,000? You know? I mean, I should be dead according to those numbers. I guess if it was true that numbers really was a big deal, you know? But I am not a numbers chaser, and I never lived my life as a numbers chaser. So I'm not afraid of a low T cell count or a high viral load. Actually, I embrace it, and that's just the way I live. I guess if you ever wanted to know what AIDS looks like, it looks like me. I'll keep you guys updated on how well I do, or if I get sick, you'll be the first to know about it. You know, so far I have not had any opportunistic infections. I mean, I don't even catch colds really. I believe I had the flu 4 years ago when I was 25. I believe it was the flu. I really don't know. It could have just been a bad cold. It lasted about 3 days and it was horrible. Then I haven't been sick again until this past summer. I got a parasitic infection. That was pretty bad. But you know, it lasted a week, and then I went back to work, and it was like no big deal. I didn't even take medicine for it. My doctor gave me an antidiarrheal, so it was really no big deal. A week that I was sick. And that was last summer, about 6 months ago, and I haven't been sick since then. So if I get sick, I'll let you know. You know what's going on. I work 80 hours a week, sometimes 14, 15, and 16 hours a day. I'm a very hard worker. I'm very active in the church, and I'm a 29-year-old, so I hang out with my friends and do everything all the other 29-year-olds do. I'll be keeping you updated on whatever happens to me. Until next time, people, stay well.